A new era is set to begin. Indy NXT is now.
Green, green. We are green.
3 wide down into turn 4. And he's going to stack them up behind. Frost swings around the outside. Daniel Frost to the lead. Daniel Frost has opened up a new era. He is the first winner in Indy NXT by Firestone. Ready to go racing from Barber Motorsports Park. Let's go. Oh, we've got problems.
Are you okay, mate? Are you okay?
Absolutely.
Oh, and he goes off into the wall for Louis Foster.
Christian Rasmussen wins at Barber Motorsports Park.
HMD domination this weekend.
It's the month of May in Indianapolis.
Green, green, green.
Let's go from Indy. Foster bounces to the outside. Nannini still in front.
Matteo Nannini, who's going to hold off Louis Foster.
What a great run for Nannini.
It's a familiar location, but a brand new venue. Let's go from Motown.
Oh, we have contact. Louis Foster got punted by his teammate Hunter McElray.
Siegel to the lead in Detroit.
Does he have a problem?
He's got a problem. Is he
We
slow?
lost the gearbox.
Coasting to the line. Reese Gold is going to steal a win in Detroit.
Day number 2 here for the Detroit Grand Prix.
Oh, Foster goes really wide.
And Nolan Siegel is in front. Nolan Siegel has
Nice
won at
race,
Detroit.
It's not losing, it's how you come back from a loss.
And we are go in Road America.
Kevin
Gold.
Simpson in the grass. Our pole sitter flying.
Big contact for Christian Rasmussen. And here's Siegel going to try to go around the outside. Siegel gets the spot. Nolan Siegel has won in Road America and takes over the Indy NXT championship lead. Time to go from the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. We are green. Here we go. Louis Foster to the outside, locks him up. Can he hang on to it?
Full send from Louis Foster.
Louis Foster wins at Mid-Ohio in the Indy NXT by Firestone.
It's been a long time coming, for sure. But, super thankful we get it done finally.
And we're just halfway home in 2023. Now we start the second half of the Indy NXT by Firestone series, and we are at the first oval race of the season in Newton, Iowa, just east of Des Moines. Part of the hy-vee IndyCar weekend. It is still warm, but temperatures will cool just a bit as this has gone from a late morning race to an early evening race. Hi everyone, thanks for joining us with NBC Sports on Peacock. I'm Kevin Lee along with Charlie Kimball, ready to go for the first oval race of the season for one driver, the first oval race ever. For others, first time at this level. What's the challenge?
It's a unique challenge, especially here at Iowa Speedway. It's 7/8 of a mile, so it comes quick, it goes quick. They're running just over 20-second laps around here, and they have 75 laps. This place, it's like a dryer on spin. Even in these Indy NXT cars, we saw earlier the NTT IndyCar race, great action throughout the field. I expect exactly the same from these up-and-coming drivers.
So championship very much in play. We'll talk about that as we go. Let's welcome in the third member of our team down to pit lane, Georgia Henneberry.
Well, thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Kevin. I'm here with Jacob Abel, who is going to be starting on the pole today in the first pole of your career for the organization. What does this mean to you and the organization, and how are you going to capitalize on it?
Yeah, it's awesome. Definitely being a one-car team, not a lot of people understand how hard that is. Obviously, we've had Colin sometimes this year helping out, but we're going against teams with 9 and 5 and 3. We're definitely a little bit of a little guy here. So to be able to come out on pole is really spectacular. It says so much about these guys and how good they are and how much experience they have. So, yeah, I hope now I can just bring it home for them.
That is Jacob Abel. He's going to start on the pole for today's Indy NXT by Firestone race. Guys?
That was just a few moments ago with Jacob and Georgia. We're not far away from racing, and this is how the championship looks. It was 40 points before the last round, but Nolan Siegel in the wet had an off late in the race, lost some points. Christian Rasmussen's within range. Hunter McElray is not far back, and Louis Foster with that breakthrough win is within range too. So now, as we talked about, Charlie, the first oval race of the season and some experience. I think we talk about mostly McElray, Rasmussen have the experience at this level, but others do at lower levels.
I was really impressed with Nolan Siegel's experience on ovals. Really solid for him as the championship leader. Louis Foster as well, not terrible.
Nolan Siegel's had good pace throughout the weekend. That's one of the uncertainties. Still 2 oval races to go. That could go a long way toward deciding the championship. Let's go down to the grid and get ready to go.
Firestone at Iowa Speedway, Region Sales Manager for LG, Stephen Potoknik.
Let's do this! Drivers, start your engines!
16 Dolares in Indy NXT by Firestone, lined up and ready to go. That car count is going to grow. We'll give you some more details coming up a little later on. Jacob Abel is going to have some teammates moving forward.
Plural teammates.
We'll detail all of that in just a bit. Different environment, different situation, and a different weather condition. It was supposed to be a 10 a.m. race. Now we go in the evening, 6:30 local time. Front row, first pole for Jacob Abel, and for Christian Rasmussen, he finished second in this race last year.
And on row 2, inside of row 2, that is the rookie championship leader himself, Nolan Siegel. Really impressed with his previous oval results in the ladder system on the way up. We'll see how it goes. The fastest Andretti car outside of row 2 with James Rowe in 4th.
Hunter McElroy in the inside of row 3 has a lot of oval experience. He won this race last year. You might recall there was controversy. There was a penalty on Linus Lundqvist, so he was penalized 3 spots. That elevated McElroy to the win, and Louis Foster is coming off his first Indy NXT win.
Christian Bogle inside of row 4, matching his best ever start right here in Iowa last year. He likes the bull ring of Iowa Speedway, and Kiffin Simpson coming off that podium in Mid-Ohio, looking to convert that momentum here.
Daniel Frost won the season opener, finished 7th here last year. Rasmus Lind is coming off his best finish of the season, 7th at Mid-Ohio.
Matt Brabham returns to the series, got the late call, landed in Indianapolis Thursday night at 11 p.m., qualified the car yesterday evening, and a top 10 here last year for Ernie Francis Jr.
It is the very first oval race of any kind for Jamie Chadwick, who is going to be learning. And Josh Pearson has one oval race. That was in USF 2000 a couple of years ago at IRP.
And then on row 8, Reese Gold coming off a couple of top 5s in the last 2 events, trying to move forward from his 15th place starting spot. Jagger Jones, I spoke to him, thought he had a much better long run pace than their qualifying pace. We'll see if that 98 car can move forward throughout these 75 laps.
Different downforce levels, and there is an opportunity to pass. If it was warmer, having that downforce would help. Some of those up front are trimmed a little bit. Jacob Abel tells me, I think we have enough downforce to potentially be able to stay there. He's in that red and white Abel construction car. Christian Rasmussen, second in this race in these cars last year. They are lined up and ready to go. Bull Ring, first oval of the year. Short track racing in the heartland. Here we go from Iowa Speedway. Indy NXT by Firestone is green. Abel has the early jump. Rasmussen swings down low. Will tuck in right behind. Siegel in third. 1, 2, 3 up front.
Heavy traffic going through 1 and 2. Jacob Abel with a great run, thinking if he can get out in front, he can stay there. Christian Rasmussen trying to use his experience. They're running 2 wide through 3 and 4.
Well done so far, and now Christian Rasmussen is going to try to duck down to the inside. Side by side for the lead on lap number 2. Rasmussen low, Abel high. They are still stuck together. Abel not giving it up. He inches in front. Rasmussen is going to try to pin him there. And Rasmussen to the lead, and he's clear.
Jacob Abel trying to use that momentum, comes back to the inside into 1 and 2, trying to do the same move Christian did on him. Christian squeezing him a little bit at the apex of 2 there.
And look at those bumps. That is one of the keys. Siegel now gets a run in that green and black car. He's taking a look. First low, now on the outside. McElroy is not far behind. Side by side for second. Siegel on the high side. Abel trying to hold him off.
See if Nolan Siegel can carry that momentum, carry that throttle. It's a lot further. A little bit of a wiggle over that bump for the 39 car, but he holds on to it. Now he's looking to the low side into 3 and 4.
We've had contact further back in the field between Daniel Frost and Kiffin Simpson, and Frost has peeled off into pit lane. There's Hunter McElroy trying to go down low on Nolan Siegel.
Kiffin Simpson following Daniel Frost down pit lane after that contact. These guys running side by side. There's still 70 laps to go.
You can see that right front is down on the Frost car, and also the front wing is damaged.
Oh, sideways for Nolan Siegel, coming off 4 on the high side. Held on to it, kept his foot in it.
He's still going. This is the championship leader right here.
Squeeze it
Nolan
down.
Siegel
There you go, big.
is back in front of McElroy for third. That's bold. Foster in fifth is right there on his teammate McElroy. Foster's got a little bit of a run in the 26 Andretti Autosport car. He's been quick all year. This is the first time that he's not qualified in the top 5. Still a pretty good starting position in 6th. Let's see what happened with Frost and Simpson.
So Daniel Frost trying to run lane 2. Kivson Simpson around the outside, just turns down a little too early. I don't know if his spotter was telling him it was clear. Daniel Frost maybe washed up a little bit. It's hard to see from that view who was at fault there.
And we have a report they might have touched before that. That may not be the only contact, so there could be more to the story. It is being reviewed by race control. This is Matthew Brabham in the number 75 car. He's back. Matteo Nannini, the team Hunkos Hollinger Racing, announced this week that he was no longer going to be part of the team moving forward. And they are no longer partnered, so there was an open seat. Brabham is in for this one. There's always a chance of more. I think there's also some other potential options for Hunkos Hollinger for a teammate. This is a tough challenge for Matthew Brabham. Everyone tested. He's working on Ernie Francis here, trying to move up to 9th, but he's not done any of this kind of racing since last fall. Let's find out more in the 68 with Georgia.
Well, the 68 has rejoined the field, but it was actually a right front and a new nose wing on the Frost machine. The team quickly, and he was down and away.
I was talking to Matthew Brabham a little bit. He got in from other racing commitments.
Whoa.
Oh, big wiggle for Brabham there. Massive sideways moment. You don't get away with those more than once or twice around here at Iowa Speedway, especially in these Indy NXT cars. They move a lot. Brabham, his experience really coming to bear there.
Review is complete. No action on the contact between Frost and Simpson. So that gives Ernie Francis Jr. a little bit of breathing room. We talked with him a couple of hours ago. He's feeling more and more comfortable each time he gets to do oval racing. And he was one of those that thought, yeah, we might have a little more downforce than some others. We might be able to move forward just a bit. Brabham said, I didn't even get a whole lot of practice time. Not only have I not been in one of these cars since last fall, we had a mechanical in the practice session and didn't get to run quite a bit. Here's one more look at his big save.
And I think that all starts over the bump. There's a lot of patches around this Iowa Speedway. These Iowa winters not kind to the racing surface. And that track evolves and changes. Those bumps evolve and change every single year we come back here. I think the key to winning is really mastering the bumps, getting a car that's stable and consistent so that you can lean on it and trust it as it moves underneath you, right in the middle of the corner where the steering wheel is the heaviest.
That's
Entry up just a tick to get a better run off it too.
Jagger Jones in that Total Sim Mecum Auctions car has gotten past Jamie Chadwick in the DHL car. Jagger has some oval experience in stock cars, one in this type of car. I said, does that help at all? What he's done in the stock cars? And he said, no, not much. Those were really tiny tracks. And I said, then he said, you know what, maybe it helps. At least you're kind of used to this kind of environment, but it's all learning. And he felt like he'd have a chance to move forward today. He's in decent shape.
And as far as the shape you talk about, the physicality is one of my keys. The 75 laps, at the end of the race, these cars are going to be going faster than the Indy cars were at the end of their stint. These Firestone tires, they came back with a harder right side compound after the test. They last longer. These guys are going to be fast without a break for 75 straight laps. It's like sticking your head in the dryer and putting it on spin. You don't know really which way is up by the end of it. It's about who can hold on to those tires over the long run and managing those bumps like I talked about. If you can keep that car under you, keep the throttle in it, you will be competitive for all laps on offer.
Good experience opportunities here for both of these drivers. Jamie Chadwick is right behind and keeping pace. Meanwhile, Christian Rasmussen is already dealing with lap traffic now.
He went low under Daniel Frost and then high around Reese Gold into 3 and 4.
So he's going to catch up to that battle we've been keeping an eye on between Chadwick and Jones back there in 12th and 13th. And this is what comes into play, Charlie. It's one thing to have a good car and clean air up front, but you don't have that very long on a short track.
Not with 7/8, a 22nd lap that these guys are turning. You catch the back of the field and get on top of traffic really quickly. And sometimes that downforce may make your car not look as good in early run pace, but when you get into traffic and you can run the high line or run the low line, oh, it's tight with Christian Rasmussen and Jamie Chadwick up in the gray coming off 4.
That was sketchy. It is challenging to get through traffic. It is not simple. Just because you're a second or two a lap quicker, finding your way around takes a moment, especially when they're still on the lead lap. At that point, Chadwick and Jones are thinking, you know what, if I can stay in the lead lap, if there's a caution, then maybe I can get going. Now here's Abel and Siegel going side by side as they work on Reese Gold. That's second and third right there.
Third
battling.
lane. Oh, they're going to come out the other side. They do. Nolan Siegel, no fear, sending it in lane 3 on the outside of his teammate with Jacob Abel down on the bottom.
And Abel is going to lose some momentum here, and now Hunter McElroy is going to sweep around.
There is nowhere to hide here on this bull ring.
So the front 4 have made their way through lap traffic. We'll continue to watch that, but let's go back and check in on what happened with Nolan Siegel just a moment ago.
So Nolan Siegel carries the momentum off of 4, goes to the high side, starts to draft his T-point. Reese Gold, his teammate's kind of in no man's land. Reese moves up, a little bit of contact that right rear to the left front end fence of Nolan Siegel, and he still gets the pass done going through 1 and 2.
Not lift.
This kid is really impressing me, I have to admit.
Now I'm going to be worried if I'm him though about how much did that little tap do any damage to that front wing.
I don't think anything worries him. As the team, I'm worried. My mechanics are probably worried, but he's just thinking about how to catch up to Christian Rasmussen, and if he can get there, what he's going to do with it when he catches it.
Let's check in with Georgia.
Well, it was claps all around from the HMD pit as Nolan Siegel pulled that move off, but there's still a car sitting on pit lane. That is of Kiffin Simpson. The crew was working on it, but it now looks like Kiffin is getting out of the number 21. It was a right front push rod and a left rear toe link on that number 21, but it seems they have diagnosed more issues, and we'll bring you the story shortly.
Kiffin's coming off a win in the European Le Mans Series in LMP2 a couple weeks or so ago.
At Monza, correct?
Yeah. He keeps getting more and more seat time and more experience, but he's not going to get a whole lot of opportunity to get some oval experience here in this car tonight, out very, very early. That gap is widening up front. Christian Rasmussen up by 6 seconds on Nolan Siegel at this point. He's running about a half a second or so faster than those behind him.
1 and 2 are fine on the bottom. 3 and 4 is where we got to make it work.
And you can watch as he goes through right in the middle of the car's the heaviest load. It's like
good run.
trying to turn a steering wheel with 35-pound dumbbells in each hand. As he goes in, watch the bumps. Watch how active his hands are. You see those white gloves bouncing. You know, and you have to be able to catch it if the rear steps out.
Go with him on the bottom. Go with him on the bottom here.
We saw with Nolan Siegel.
Out, clear.
As spotter coaching him through traffic there, trying to let him know where that is. Now he's got to worry about Jacob Abel, who's got a little bit of momentum, trying to go around, catch up with him, and figure out how to pass. Because it's not just getting close. You've got to run in that dirty air and put your car somewhere else so you can keep some downforce on the front of the car so it turns and keeps some grip in it.
This is on board with Hunter McElroy in third. Looking back to Jacob Abel, started on pole, running in fourth right now. Christian Rasmussen went side by side with Abel for a bit, starting on lap 2, and has been in front since then. A little further back, Ernie Francis Jr. getting lapped now by Christian Rasmussen. And this is not a shocker. This is how it goes if it stays green in short track racing, and that gap is now 9 seconds as we check in with Georgia again.
Well, we know safety, the most important aspect of motorsports, and AJ, you told me whatever's wrong with the 21 right here, it's too dangerous to send Kiffin back out. What exactly is wrong with this number 21?
We've got the push rod adjuster, which sets the ride heights on the car.
and if I get the car, I can set it by eye here, but if we get out there and it's too low, he's very likely to bottom out, which will take the weight off the front wheels and he could hit the wall, and I just don't want to risk him or the car.
Safety at the top of the priority list here at HMD, as it should be in all Indy NXT by Firestone teams, guys.
Thanks, Georgia.
Look at Hunter McElroy here, trying to use Jamie Chadwick as a bit of a pick with Nolan Siegel. Nolan Siegel gets stuck on the bottom, and then Jacob Abel throws it up the inside. Hunter McElroy, this is a traffic jam in Newton, Iowa. 3 wide off 4, and Jacob Abel gets the pass done.
He does get it done, and the teammate Chadwick doesn't help McElroy, but there's nothing she could do. I would actually say well done that she got out of the way and kept it out of the wall. That's what I was afraid of.
I figured she was going to meet the turn 4 exit wall. Big momentum for Hunter McElroy coming back around the outside of Jacob Abel.
Do that to Siegel. Okay, that's good. Let's do it again. And he's not far behind Nolan Siegel. So right now, there are 2 different races. Christian Rasmussen is in his own race, and then it's Siegel, McElroy, Abel, and then Foster is still in play along with Christian Bogle. Shout out to Christian Bogle having a really strong run back there in 6th in the Pelican Energy car for HMD Motorsports with Dale Coyne Racing.
This is a great battle as they work their way through traffic. Hunter McElroy trying to find the momentum. You always think about those momentum swings. Nolan Siegel is way high on turn in. I thought he was not going to get that car down to the apex. And because of that momentum shift.
Clear. All right, now we got what we want. Let's go beat him.
Hunter McElroy is able to clear Jagger Jones, and now Jacob Abel's trying to work his way past that 98 blue and white, reminiscent of Old Calhoun for Jagger Jones.
So it's going to be a straight up fight now for McElroy and Siegel because they have clear track ahead of them for a little while. Now Jacob Abel has cleared traffic, and he'll see if he can pedal to catch up to that group. Meanwhile, Rasmussen continues to gap at a few tenths or so every single lap. Championship coming in. It was a 16-point advantage for Nolan Siegel. As it stands at the moment, it would be 3.
So it really tightens up, but I know Christian Rasmussen is hoping Hunter McElroy works his way past Nolan Siegel and he can put some more points on that 39 car.
Look at the 2 teammates from Juncos Hollinger going at it here. This is Matthew Brabham in the 75 right behind his teammate Rasmus Lind. One of the reasons that Matthew Brabham was brought in. And Lind is going to take a look at Louis Foster, trying to think about that going from the outside. That's a battle for 5th. Brabham is brought in to elevate the program. Let's show everyone our cars are good. We can run up front. And here in this race so far, it looks like both cars have a chance to get to the front, as Brabham is also going to go around Foster to get up to 6th.
Look at those 2 Juncos Hollinger cars showing some really good long run pace. We're 44 laps into a stint here. Those cars are getting better. I think Georgia's got some more information on Matty Brabham.
Yeah, Matthew Brabham, of course, taking over the seat of the Juncos Hollinger Racing number 75. Well, I asked Matt a little bit earlier how quickly the opportunity came together, and he told me just earlier this week he was testing an LMP2 car in Spain earlier in the week, got the call from Ricardo Juncos, hopped on a plane back to Indy Wednesday, and drove to Iowa just this Thursday. So he is new to the seat this weekend, but the Juncos Brabham duo has been a long time in the making. Matt described that himself and Ricardo have had a long-standing relationship because Matt came up through the road to Indy ladder. Juncos Hollinger Racing was also on their way through the ranks as well. So this has been a long time in the making for Brabham and Ricardo Juncos.
And Matthew Brabham is going to get a chance to run that LMP2 car in a European Le Mans Series race coming up. Oh, watching lap traffic in these races, it reminds me of sports car racing where you have different classes and it sort of creates overtaking. Well, short track racing does the same, all in one class. Some get it right, some struggle. And when you struggle in a short track, what is that like?
There is nowhere to hide. You just feel like you're hanging on. You feel like you're tied to a post as the leaders come up and the spotters get tired of hearing saying to you, leaders are coming, watch behind you, leaders are coming.
3 back.
2 back, next one's coming, they're coming quick. Keep that momentum. You know, and Jamie Chadwick's doing a really good job here. I've been watching, and she closed up. She's getting passed by some lead lap cars now, but she had closed up on Jagger Jones and looked like she might be trying to set up a move as the Juncos Hollinger cars go side by side through turn 2.
Dealing
cleanly
with traffic, the gap has shrunk just a little bit. Rasmussen is still very much in control. He took the lead lap 2 after a little battle with the pole sitter Jacob Abel. Christian Matt Rasmussen has been in charge. Over 8 seconds in front of the championship leader Nolan Siegel. Top 2 in this race, top 2 in the championship. Just flip that order and separate them by 3 points. Hunter McElroy is still very much in championship contention. He runs 3rd in this race right now. And then Jacob Abel is in 4th, and now we've got side by side and 3 wide with James Rowe in the middle of that. Siegel is going to come out. Abel is going to try to slip down below Hunter McElroy again.
We'll get it back.
Jacob Abel was sideways pinching the exit of 4 to try and get under Hunter McElroy, who was trying to avoid collecting his teammate James Rowe and deal with trying to pass Nolan Siegel. That's how busy this short track racing is in Indy NXT. It happens quick, and then now they're back settled down like they were before.
So here comes Hunter McElroy again. There have been at least a couple of times when Abel has been able to get by him, and McElroy gets it back. Here's what happened just a moment ago.
Little bit of a momentum shift. McElroy off the throttle at the exit. Jacob Abel comes with a big run, able to get inside. Hunter McElroy now trying to figure out how to get past that, back past that 51 car and go back to work on the 39 of Nolan Siegel. And Jacob Abel's thinking, if I can just catch that 39, maybe I can get back to 2nd in this race.
Jacob spoke on this as we watch Hunter McElroy's on board as he tries to get around, and we're all impressed how a, for the moment, single car team is able to do what they are doing and run up at the front. And this is oh so close, and McElroy is going to try to squeeze around the outside. Abel is not ready to give it up. They are side by side, inches apart, over 150 miles per hour. McElroy trying to clear, not there yet, done.
Clear.
I think Hunter McElroy's got a little faster car, maybe is a little more trimmed out than Jacob Abel. Jacob not quite able to carry the speed around the top that Hunter McElroy is, but that's great experience because that's what's it's going to take to race here in IndyCar.
Back to the Abel story, more teammates coming. We're going to see Colin Kaminsky for at least a couple of more races, as we expected, and then a couple of drivers from the USF Pro 2000 series, the step below, are going to make their debut on the streets of Nashville. Yuvan Sunderworthy, who has won in USF 2000, has been on the podium before in Pro 2000, is moving up. He will contest, and not everybody's doing the rest of the season. It's going to be kind of a mixed bag, but we'll see Yuvan Sunderworthy, who's from the Wisconsin area and is a college student of Wisconsin, he will be moving up. And Francesco Pizzi, 18-year-old Italian who won the Rolex 24 this year in LMP2 and has been in the top 5 in points most of the time this year in USF Pro 2000. He is also going to move up to the series. So we'll see 3 cars at times for Abel. And there have been a couple of other USF Pro drivers that I think are thinking about it. We might see more at Laguna Seca at the end of the season. Just like that, we're down to 17 laps to go.
It comes quick and goes quick here at Iowa Speedway. You're doing 22nd laps. 75 laps is less than half an hour of high quality, fast racing for these boys.
McElroy is back to 3rd. Siegel is up ahead of him and just ahead of him. And it looks like McElroy's got to run.
Nolan Siegel.
Oh, you got the run. Take it.
There's traffic ahead of Hunter.
Oh, they touch! They touch. Siegel is going to try to hang on to it. McElroy goes. Siegel is around. 2nd and 3rd come together, and we are under caution at Iowa Speedway.
Go.
That's the championship leader, Nolan Siegel, with contact, and a podium has gone away.
Push, go.
I think he might have a flat tire. Don't think he hit anything. That was incredible car control. Hunter McElroy, I don't know if you said there was contact. You thought they touched.
Maybe not. Let's see again. Did he just spin? No,
no, that's definite contact. Hunter McElroy just hit a bump, pushed up. Great car control.
Oh, look how close Abel was.
Abel. Wow. Go on board here. I just couldn't quite hold that bottom. Siegel almost held on to it.
Go. You're good.
And as we remember, Hunter McElroy took those checkered flags first a year ago today, but he told me that despite winning, his biggest weakness last year was actually running in traffic. So he was really trying to focus leading up to this race on running in traffic and clean traffic running as well. As we could see during this race, not working out so well for McElroy, but it looks like we have cars coming to pit lane.
And I think this is race control reordering lapped cars to the back behind all the lead lap cars. So they will run them down pit lane just to cycle them out of the way of the lead lap cars. So we'll get a 12, 10 lap shootout for these lead lap cars.
Similar to what they do in IndyCar with under 15 laps to go. And I think for a short track like this, it's 20 for the IndyCar race coming up. We already had today and tomorrow if that comes into play.
And it's the same race director, Kyle Novak, running this Indy NXT by Firestone race as the IndyCar. They're trying to match as many rules as possible, so when these drivers graduate to the IndyCar series, there are no surprises, and they know exactly how the weekends run. And it does look like Nolan Siegel's going to come in and maybe get tires.
That's all, but it's
And I would imagine Hunter McElroy is wondering, is his car sound as well? We're told the incident is under review. It may be a tough one to definitively assess something.
The left rear track rod on that 39 car is damaged. It looks like it was crabbing coming down pit lane. They're going right to work on the rear there.
Bend the towing. The towing, just bend it. Just bend it.
Bend it back. So if somehow he could stay on the lead lap, he wouldn't lose that many points. There are, what, only 6 on the lead lap, but it's going to be difficult to stay on that lead lap. So that's what they've tried, just simply...
No, they are smartly not letting go back out, jumping on the toe link to try and straighten it. Is not an ideal fix in these high-performance race cars.
We have to change the towing.
They've got to change it. That's heartbreaking. So Nolan had the mechanical that kept him from a win at Detroit. Came back and won the next day. That was, by the way, 2 corners away from the finish line. Was in line with a pretty decent finish a couple of weeks ago. It was in the wet. He slid off, almost kept it out of peril, didn't, and fell way back. So now he is going to lose massive points, and we get set to go again with just over 10 to go.
What was an 8.5-second lead for Christian Rasmussen, now he's got a whole pack of fire-breathing cars behind him.
Look at points as they run. What a swing it is. What is Hunter McElroy's car? How healthy is it? What does Jacob Abel have in third? The 2 Juncos cars back there. Matthew Brabham is going to go side by side with his teammate for 4th. Meanwhile, Christian Rasmussen is going to check out.
What a great restart. That's exactly what Christian Rasmussen needed to do to solidify these points, knowing Nolan Siegel's had a problem. He's doing everything he could, trying to get a gap, and here comes Matt Brabham on Jacob Abel.
Look at Matty Brabham on the charge here. Off the couch, running up to the front, and that's Rasmus Lind who stayed in front of him and has gone in front. So Rasmus Lind is battling with Jacob Abel.
Learning from his experienced teammate this weekend, doing a great job running inside the top 5 for Juncos Hollinger.
Still side by side, they touch! And they continue, and Abel's in front. I really think they made just slight contact there, and both are able to keep it together. By the way, Christian Bogle is serving a drive-through penalty for not following race control instructions. We saw a drive-through right before the restart, likely because he didn't roll through when the others were told so. Still side by side. Lind on the bottom with Abel. They're right behind McElroy as well. That's 2nd, 3rd, and 4th all together.
Rasmus Lind definitely gets the momentum, is able to carry that speed into the corner, but can't carry the throttle. Jacob Abel getting a better exit now, setting up Hunter McElroy.
Don't let him get inside.
Don't let him get inside, but that's what he's going to try. McElroy can't hold him off.
Inside.
And here
Jacob
comes
Abel back
Rasmus
to
Lind.
2nd.
Here comes Rasmus Lind on Hunter McElroy, trying to take advantage of that momentum shift. And he goes to 3rd.
And you wonder about the health of McElroy's car after that contact, and he had to save it to keep it out of the wall. Meanwhile, 5 to go. Matthew Brabham now coming, and he's up to 4th.
Last year it was contact between Matthew Brabham and Linus Lundqvist that handed the win to Hunter McElroy. This year, contact puts Matty Brabham inside the top 4. There are 5 cars on the lead lap here. Only 5 cars. That's the job Christian Rasmussen has done.
And I mentioned to Josh Pearson, who is a lap down but has moved up +8. Very little oval experience for Josh Pearson. Just 1 in USF 2000. That's Josh Pearson in the number 14 car, HMD Motorsports with Ed Carpenter Racing. He's a development driver for Ed Carpenter. There's a plan for him to move up their team with no timetable. Don't know that we would expect that next year. It's probably still a couple of years down the road. This is not even a full season for Josh, who does a lot of other racing. Meanwhile, up front, we are down to 2 to go for Christian Rasmussen. Might this be the day that we look back to if he becomes a champion? With a swing, it was -16 in the championship coming to the beginning of the day. At the moment, it would be a +22 advantage. 38-point potential swing. 1 more lap to go for Christian Rasmussen. Jacob Abel is still pedaling though. He's within 0.6 of a second. Nothing is a given at this very difficult short track. And Abel has got to run. He's cutting into it. He's within a couple of car lengths with a couple of corners to go. Christian Rasmussen around turn 4. Abel on the run to the inside. Rasmussen holds him off. Christian Rasmussen wins at Iowa, takes over the championship lead.
And an incredible 3-4 for Junkos Hollinger Racing with Rasmus Lind in 3rd, Matty Brabham from the airport to the racetrack coming home 4th. Hunter McElroy nursing that car home a distant 5th. I think if that yellow flag had happened about 5 laps earlier, I think Jacob Abel ran a little more downforce, held onto those Firestone tires just a little bit more than Christian Rasmussen. He might have had something, but as it was, Christian did a masterful job doing everything he needed to keep Jacob Abel behind him for the win.
He needed 1 more lap. That lead was almost 2 seconds with 3 or 4 laps to go. And you think at the white flag, it's just a matter of time. 0.6 of a second better on that last lap. Jacob Abel almost pulled that off, so that is one that he's going to remember, but it's Rasmussen that gets it done for win number 2 on the season, and a nice championship advantage at the moment.
I know we go to Nashville next with these Indy NXT cars, but I cannot wait for racing at Gateway. The way these cars raced on the oval this year has been a lot of fun so far, and I can't wait to see what we get when we get to Gateway.
3rd career win for Christian Rasmussen, who won as a rookie last year at Barber Motorsports Park. He is a champion in the first 2 levels on the path to Indy cars, USF 2000 and what is now USF Pro 2000. In his 2nd year at the top step below IndyCar, is now the championship leader. Christian Rasmussen began the day 16 points back of Nolan Siegel. Heartbreak for Siegel, who ends up finishing in 15th place. A DNF 11 laps down. So Rasmussen is +22 now in the championship. A full race win. Could not have gotten any worse. Scored the next least amount of points possible did Nolan Siegel, and Rasmussen scored near maximum points. The only thing he missed was the pole. And here he is. The 22-year-old Dane is a winner on the short oval at Iowa.
And that he is. Christian Rasmussen, a winner again in the Indy NXT by Firestone, but a first-time winner here at Iowa Speedway. Hugs all around from the team, and well-deserving. This team working so hard all weekend long that you told me, but Christian, how were you able to hold off that lead all the way to the very end?
Yeah. I think I used up a little too much tire there at the start. Obviously, we were super quick at the start, and then the caution came, and then everybody caught back up. But yeah, we had good pace today. HMD has given me a great car. We've been fastest from the test practice. Didn't get the pole position, but then dominated the race. So yeah, I can't thank them enough. I've said it before, I'll say it again, they make me look good out there.
You told me earlier in the week that you don't know what it is about Iowa Speedway that works so well with you, but there has to be a secret. What is it?
Well, I'm not going to say that, am I?
Can't spill all the secrets. Christian Rasmussen victorious on the oval here at Iowa Speedway.
So I sat next to Christian on the airplane as we see the championship standings on a trip back from Watkins Glen where he was running sports cars. And he was telling me, I still feel pretty good because we've got a couple of short ovals coming up and I feel really comfy there. He certainly did today. And look at Jacob Abel, third in the championship now. Hunter McElroy, Louis Foster, all still in the mix.
I think a really sneaky, successful weekend here at Iowa Speedway for Jacob Abel, that Abel Motorsports team. They're going to get some reinforcements, yes, some rookies, but fresh perspectives with additional cars running under that tent throughout the rest of the year. You know, I feel for Nolan Siegel. He had that mechanical heartbreak. Race 1 in Detroit, came back with a win. You know, he's had the success so far this year. It'll be interesting to see how he holds up with that pressure building towards the close of this championship.
Well, what's great is we're only halfway through the weekend. We've got more racing tomorrow. The hy-vee one-step 250 tomorrow on NBC at 2 o'clock Eastern. There's a warm-up in the morning at 11:05 Eastern time that we will air on Peacock, so you can join us for that. More concerts tomorrow after we've seen Kenny Chesney and Carrie Underwood today. Back downstairs with Georgia.
Well, we have a pair of drivers second and third here. That's Jacob Abel and Rasmus Lin. But Jacob, you had the run of a lifetime there at the end. Just what more did you need? It looked like you were giving it your absolute all.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely an emotional roller coaster of a race there. You know, lost a little bit of hope around lap 20 as we were falling back. But yeah, our car was really good at the end. We knew it was going to be. But yeah, just lost a little bit too much ground at the beginning. But, you know, such a fun race. These short ovals are super awesome, especially with the new Firestone. They put together a really, really good package for this, which was really fun.
Started first, ended second. That is Jacob Abel and Rasmus Lin, first podium of your Indy NXT by Firestone career. What are the emotions that you're feeling at the moment?
It's very good. I mean, we're working so hard with the team, you know, after what happened to me in St. Pete, you know, and just a lot of emotion into this. And yeah, thank you, Ricardo Juncos, you know, for all the effort. Yeah, can't thank the team enough for this, and just a relief for us at the moment.
And to do it on the world's fastest short track. How about that?
Oh, it's good. I can't complain coming from P10. Yeah, just over the moon at the moment.
Run for the money, 10th to 3rd. That is Rasmus Lin for Juncos Hollinger Racing. Charlie, Kevin.
And he's really, really good. Remember, he lost out by 2 points to Kyle Kirkwood for the Pro Championship. Also second to Kirkwood in USF 2000. Ready to go tomorrow. We've got the Zach Brown Band. We've got Ed Sheeran. And we've got IndyCar racing. Fun day, Charlie.
Great racing. Cannot wait to see these Indy NXT by Firestone back at Nashville in a couple of weeks.
Thank you to Charlie and Georgia Henneberry, and congratulations, Christian Rasmussen has conquered the Iowa Speedway. I'm Kevin Lee. Thanks for joining us with NBC Sports.